A very good evening to you. Thanks for clicking on to this UK and Europe video blog for this evening. We're now at the 10th of December and we have a very significant next 24 hours of weather across particularly the north of the UK. We have an area of deepening low pressure moving northeastwards towards the northwest of Scotland. And what that'll do is the pressure will drop towards 957 in millibars over the course of the next 12 to 24 hours. As it crosses over Scotland, folks, to the south of that, the winds could be blowing to severe gale force winds, sustained gusts of 75 to 90 mile an hour across the populated central belt of Scotland, as well as across the southern uplands tomorrow. A potentially dangerous day to be out and about. So, I would really urge folks to tie down loose objects in their garden. As well as that, if you don't need to go out tomorrow afternoon, really, folks, I don't think I would advise it. Certainly if things pan out the way it's expected, we could be looking at some tremendous amounts of wind and rain over the course of tonight. We'll see heavy rain to low levels, and of course higher levels we could be seeing some significant snowfall. And of course, with windy conditions through tonight, we could be looking at very poor travel conditions. But what I want to urge you is, folks, as the evening tonight wore on, sun dropped off, the temperature as well dropped off to either freezing or slightly below. So any damp ground, you'll notice is starting to ice up over out there. And the problem is, of course, as the rain moves in, the leading edge of the frontal system that's associated with this area of low pressure is going to produce very heavy rain, ice. Of course, road and pavement temperatures are below freezing at the moment, so we could have some icy conditions out there over the course of tonight and into tomorrow morning. As we progress through the morning hours tomorrow, you'll notice the wind starting to pick up, and by around 11 or 12 p.m. onwards, that is the point where we could be looking at some damage and wind gusts. So a loss of power, widespread travel disruption across the central belt. And as well as that, I wouldn't be surprised if we're seeing, either isolated or potentially widespread roof tiles off and some, minor structural damage. We're talking about winds here, folks, that are going to be over 80 mile an hour in some parts of even Glasgow and Edinburgh. Some exposed hills that are open to that westerly wind could be seeing gusts beyond 90 miles an hour. So this actually could be one of the strongest wind events Scotland has seen in many years. So quite an interesting setup, but a potentially dangerous one and a very disruptive one. I wouldn't be surprised if we've seen even some of the bridges, like for example, across to the Forth Road Bridge. I wouldn't be surprised, folks, if that was closed at some point tomorrow afternoon. And certainly several bridges across the country will be severely affected. Any lorries, particularly lorries that are driving north-south, you could be experiencing some very violent wind gusts that actually could potentially blow you over. So really take it easy out there over the course of tomorrow. A very dangerous day indeed. As tomorrow progresses, we're going to see that area of low pressure push off to the northeast. What that will do is it's going to introduce, once again, like we've seen a few days ago, that introduction of very cold northwesterly winds. What that will do is highs tomorrow, 10 or 11 Celsius. By Friday, there could be about 3 or 4 at best across Scotland as that cold air comes in the backside of these areas of low pressure. That shows us that we've got plenty of cold air to the north to play with. And what we'll see is we could potentially see yet more snow down to low levels by Friday. So don't be surprised if you're in Glasgow and across to Edinburgh if you start to see snow flurries, snow showers, and even a covering of snow over the course of Friday. Temperatures will drop off back down below freezing at night time. What we'll do is over the course of the next several days, we'll see probably another area of low pressure push in early week. What that'll do is it's going to bring more wind and rain, particularly across Scotland, down through Cumbria into the Midlands. Always slightly less windy, but it will be windy and blowy, but it's going to be less so than it will be to the north across parts of the Midlands and the southeast of England. Wet always the heaviest of the rain always confined more towards the north as well. But what we'll see is we'll probably see another couple of systems push in next week doing the same thing. Potentially not as strong, of course, as tomorrow. We've got, of course, red flag warning, not red flag warnings. We're not going to see wildfires. Sorry about that. We're going to be seeing those red warnings are issued for the wind. That really is quite a rarity. We don't often see red warnings issued. So this is going to be the more notable of wind storms, so to speak, tomorrow. But next week, like I say, I wouldn't be surprised if we've seen a few systems push through, and always watching on the backside of these areas of low pressure for that colder air to get driven in. It's a persistent Atlantic-driven pattern, folks, so far. The models at the moment, there's plenty of talk on the Facebook fan page of no signs of this cold, no signs of this blocking area of high pressure. I am continuing to hold strong to my forecast. I think a few folk have started to think I'm starting to doubt myself. The only time I'll start to doubt myself is if the pattern is not happening at the time that I think it will. Remember, folks, that I don't think the pattern's going to start to change until the 15th onwards. So I continue to hold 100% firm with the ideas that we're going to see a progression towards colder, more sustained cold, more widespread snowfall across the UK by and in the run-up to Christmas. And it's not until after Christmas that I believe we're going to be really seeing that blocking high over Greenland. That, of course, would pull down the really high-octane cold air to the north, and that would, of course, set the stage for a severe cold spell by the, perhaps towards New Year and for the first, 14 days of January. So a lot happening, a lot of weather happening. I continue to urge you to stay tuned to the blog. I'm going to try and keep you up to date as much as possible. It's trying to keep up with this weather. It's certainly an active time. I certainly hope you stay safe wherever you are tomorrow, and particularly, of course, if you're across central and southern Scotland. Hunker down, don't go out unless you have to, and if you are, please take care out there. Hope you have a great day. Bye for now.